Why do people spend money on marathons and ultramarathons, generally torturing themselves for months on end, day in, day out, all for a climatic day, or sometimes even more, of even more torture? I think I'm still trying to figure that out. You might remember that I DNFed my first ultramarathon attempt back in June. After allowing myself some time to recover, I doubled down on beating this distance. I took strength training more seriously, and I signed up for a running plan with Ultra Trail Coaching, which dynamically planned my workouts based on my running history and my new A race, the Alb Marathon 50K in Schwäbisch Gmünd, Germany. About a month before the 50K, I shed 16 minutes off my PR in the Berlin Marathon, giving me a wave of confidence heading into my second ultra attempt. But as I learned before that race in June, nothing is guaranteed. Injury, illness, or some twisted combo of the two can strike at any moment. Schwäbisch Gmünd. It's a pretty enough town of about 60,000 tucked into Swabia, one of Germany's many cultural regions with its own history, language, food, and an inordinate amount of orange chairs. I'm here on what feels like a work trip of sorts. I wouldn't be here had I finished my ultra back in Innsbruck, but seeing as I have some unfinished business to take care of, namely getting that damned ultra albatross off my neck, I'm happy to be here. It's the day before the race and I'm heading out on a 23-minute shakeout run, the final workout in my ultra trail coaching plan I followed so diligently, perhaps a tad neurotic at times. I had running OCD, determined to run every last tenth of a kilometer, every meter of elevation planned for me, lest I tempt fate and get my ass sent back to the couch, obsessively icing, stretching, and massaging some new race-ending injury. My eyes had been glued to the weather forecast since 10 days out from the race. It was looking like a typically cold, windy, rainy fall weather day in Germany. Quite the contrast to running through course-side showers in the Berlin Marathon in my singlet a month earlier. I was a little concerned my body wouldn't yet be adjusted to the shifts in weather, so a shakeout run was, in my mind, even more essential than usual to figure out what I need to wear and get used to the weather. You know, if this is as bad as it's going to be today, and this is worse than what it'll be tomorrow, I think we'll be okay. As they say in Germany, es gibt kein schlechtes Wetter, es gibt nur falsche Kleidung. There's no bad weather in Germany, just bad clothing. Alles wird gut. Now, time to wash up and prepare that final Carbo-load, a simple pasta with tomato sauce, broccoli, and a side of garlic bread. The night ends with the Racing Eve tradition of preparing the next day's fuel and laying out my runner man like a voodoo doll of sorts. Except I'm hoping the powers that be will be kind once I lace up my shoes and not kick me in the ass for shits and giggles. Race morning. Unlike summer races, where you have to get up at the ass crack of dawn to avoid the worst of the heat, the Alb Marathon 50K kicks off at 10 a.m., so it's an easygoing morning with plenty of time for some extra mobility to get those last little kinks out. Now, time to head to the starting line.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Start!
get into the serious climbing now. Whew. Still a lot to go. And now we're really climbing.
With this lollipop loop, I've got 18 kilometers in the bag and the largest ascent behind me. Sayonara, Hohenstaufen.
Checking in. We're almost halfway through the race. Working our way up to Rechberg now, where I should run into Melanie. So far I guess feeling as good as I could, as long as the weather holds. I have to imagine this is a good first 50K for somebody to do. But I don't want to speak too soon. I'm not even quite halfway yet. So, a lot of race to run.
Melanie catches me 25 kilometers in on a slow ascent. Nothing like the motivating shame of walking on camera. Get your ass up there. Halfway through, I'm feeling solid, which is more than I can say for my GoPro. It died right about here. That means we're rocking with the iPhone from here on out, which could only produce watchable footage when I hiked or pointed the camera at my dumb face.
Yeah! Woo, woo, woo!
See you at the finish. Well, we're at about 35 kilometers now, mostly downhill here on out. It's seeming like we're on the right track. Also literally because I'm following a blue arrow.
Uh-oh, we're backwards capping it, folks. Watch out, Schwäbisch Gmünd. Bro Joe coming through.
Alright, at this point it's pretty much downhill into Schwäbisch Gmünd und das Ziel, finish line. I already texted Melanie that if I cross the finish line, I would say it's something like 49.5 kilometers. I'm sure as shit running another half kilometer and getting my watch to 50.
And that's precisely what I did. I bro-joed down into Schwäbisch Gmünd, rounded the corner, and crossed the finish line, pausing only briefly to grab my medal.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch, Joe Bauer.
Nothing to see here, folks, just a grown man running in circles to make his watch say a specific number like it's a high score in a video game. Finally, 49.9 ticked over to 50, and I could stop. I started this wondering why I voluntarily spend my time and money on this stuff. I don't think it's for the participatory medal or the taste of an apple after hours of noshing on nothing but energy gels. It's for this, to see how far I can push myself.